The richest family in the city had everything money could buy, but they couldn't buy the one thing their daughter had lost, her happiness. In the beautiful city of Atlanta, Georgia, there was a family whose name was known by many people. The Carter family. They were one of the most successful Black American families in the country. Their businesses were everywhere, their homes were luxurious, and their lifestyle was something many people only dreamed about. Their mansion sat on a quiet street, surrounded by tall trees, beautiful flowers, and huge gates that protected their private world. From the outside, everything looked perfect. People passing by would look at the mansion and think, they have everything. But they didn't know what was happening behind those walls. They didn't know that inside that beautiful home lived a little girl who no longer felt happy. Her name was Aaliyah Carter. Aaliyah was the only daughter of Michael and Vanessa Carter. Before everything changed, Aaliyah was the kind of child who filled every room with joy. She loved dancing around the house, singing loudly even when she didn't know the words, and running through the garden while her parents laughed and watched her. Her father always joked, "Aaliyah is the boss of this house. We just live here." And it was true. She was the heart of the family. But one terrible day changed their lives forever. Aaliyah was involved in a serious accident. After that day, everything became different. She survived, but she lost the ability to walk. The doctors told her parents that recovery would take time and that they should never lose hope. Michael and Vanessa refused to give up. They brought in the best doctors. They traveled to different hospitals. They paid for the best treatments money could provide. They wanted their little girl back. But the biggest problem was not only that Aaliyah couldn't walk. The biggest pain was that she stopped being herself. The cheerful girl disappeared. The laughter disappeared. The excitement disappeared. Aaliyah spent most of her days sitting near the window in her room, watching the world outside. She watched children running and playing. She watched people walking freely. And deep inside, she wondered why she couldn't be like them anymore. One evening, her mother walked into her room with a smile. "Sweetheart, your favorite food is ready downstairs." Aaliyah didn't turn around. "I'm not hungry." Vanessa slowly walked closer. "You used to love dinner time." Aaliyah looked down at her wheelchair. "Mom, will I ever be normal again?" Those words broke her mother's heart. Because Vanessa wanted to promise her everything would be okay. But she didn't know when. Even Michael Carter, a man who could solve almost any problem with money, felt powerless. He could buy houses. He could build companies. He could change people's lives. But he could not buy back his daughter's smile. Meanwhile, far away from the luxury of the Carter mansion, another child was fighting his own battle. His name was Jordan Williams. Jordan was a young Black American boy who had no family to call his own. He had no big house, no comfortable room, no parents waiting for him after a long day. Life had been extremely difficult for him. Some nights, he slept wherever he could find a safe place. Some mornings, he woke up wondering how he would find food. But despite everything he had lost, Jordan still had something special. A kind heart, and a gift that made people forget their problems for a moment. Jordan could sing. He could dance. He could make people laugh. Every day, he carried a small bag with him. Inside was a simple portable instrument he used while performing on the streets. He would stand on corners, sing songs, dance in his funny style, and make strangers smile. Sometimes people gave him money. Sometimes they gave him food. Sometimes they simply walked away. But Jordan never stopped, because he believed that even a small smile could make someone's day better. One afternoon, while walking through a wealthy neighborhood, Jordan found himself near the Carter mansion. He wasn't there because he knew the family. He wasn't there because he wanted anything from them. He was simply passing by. But then he saw something that made him stop. Behind the huge gate was a young girl sitting in a wheelchair. A nanny was gently moving her around the garden. The girl was surrounded by beauty. Flowers, sunlight, a beautiful home, everything. But Jordan noticed something. She looked lonely. She looked like someone who had everything except happiness. Jordan stood there quietly. He knew he should leave. A person like him didn't belong near a mansion like this. But something in his heart told him, make her smile. So Jordan placed his bag down. He picked up his small instrument. The nanny looked at him with confusion. Can I help you? Jordan smiled. I just want to do something. Before anyone could stop him, he started playing. Then he started dancing. Not a normal dance. A funny one. He moved his body in silly ways. He made funny faces. He acted like he was fighting an invisible person. He danced like nobody was watching. At first, Aaliyah just stared. Her face remained serious. But Jordan didn't stop. He continued making himself look ridiculous just to see if he could get even the smallest reaction. Then something happened. Aaliyah smiled. The nanny noticed. She froze, because she had not seen that smile in a very long time. Jordan continued, and suddenly, Aaliyah laughed. A real laugh. A beautiful laugh. The kind of laugh that her parents had been praying to hear again. The sound traveled through the mansion. Inside, Vanessa stopped what she was doing. She looked shocked. Was that Aaliyah? Michael heard it too. Both parents rushed outside, and when they reached the garden, they couldn't believe what they saw. A homeless boy standing outside their gate. A little girl in a wheelchair laughing. A moment nobody thought was possible. For the first time in months, Aaliyah was happy. And that was the moment Jordan Williams entered the Carter family's life forever. Michael and Vanessa Carter stood there in complete surprise. For months, they had tried everything to bring happiness back into their daughter's life. They had hired doctors. They had brought expensive gifts. They had planned beautiful family trips. But nothing worked. And now, a boy they had never seen before had done something nobody else could do. He made Aaliyah laugh. Michael slowly walked toward the gate where Jordan was standing. He looked at the boy carefully. Jordan's clothes were old. His shoes were worn out. His small bag looked like it had been carried for a very long time. Michael could tell that this boy was struggling. So, with kindness in his heart, he reached into his pocket. "Son, thank you for what you did for my daughter," Michael said. "Please take this. It will help you." He offered Jordan some money. Jordan looked at the money. Then he looked at Aaliyah. The little girl was still smiling. Slowly, Jordan shook his head. "No, sir. I don't want it." Michael was surprised. "You don't want the money?" Jordan smiled softly. "I wasn't doing it for money." Everyone became quiet. The nanny looked at him. Vanessa looked at him. Even Michael, a man who had met many people in his life, was surprised. "Then why did you do it?" Michael asked. Jordan looked toward Aaliyah. Because she looked sad. Those simple words touched everyone. A boy who had almost nothing had given their daughter something they could not buy. A reason to smile. Vanessa walked closer to the gate. "What is your name?" "Jordan," he answered. "Jordan, where are your parents?" The smile on his face slowly disappeared. "I don't have anyone." The family became silent. They had expected many answers, but they were not expecting that. After that day, Jordan became a familiar face around the Carter mansion. Every afternoon, he would come by. At first, Michael was unsure. He was grateful for Jordan, but he wondered about him. Who was this boy? Where did he come from? Why was he living alone? But every time Jordan came, Aaliyah changed. The girl who once stayed quiet all day started looking forward to something again. She would sit near the window waiting. "Mom, do you think Jordan is coming today?" Vanessa would smile. "Yes, sweetheart. I think he is." When Jordan arrived, the entire mood of the house changed. He told Aaliyah funny stories. He sang songs. He made her laugh. He treated her like a normal girl. He never looked at her wheelchair with sadness. He never acted like she was different. And that meant everything to Aaliyah. One day, Aaliyah asked him, "Jordan, why are you always happy?" Jordan looked at her and smiled. "I'm not always happy." She looked surprised. "But you always make other people happy." Jordan looked down. "Sometimes when you don't have much, making someone else smile becomes the best thing you can give." Aaliyah never forgot those words. As the weeks passed, the Carter family began learning more about Jordan. They searched for information about him. They wanted to know where he came from. They wanted to find his family. But what they discovered broke their hearts. Jordan had been living alone for a long time. He had no real home, no one taking care of him, no one making sure he was safe. The same boy who brought happiness into their mansion was sleeping outside every night. Vanessa cried when she found out. How can a child like him be taking care of everyone else when nobody is taking care of him? Michael felt the same pain. He realized something important. They had invited Jordan into their daughter's life. But maybe Jordan needed them just as much. The next time Jordan came, Michael sat down with him. "Jordan, I want to ask you something." Jordan looked nervous. "Are you in trouble?" Michael smiled. "No, son." He paused. "We want you to stay with us." Jordan froze. "What?" Vanessa smiled. "You have spent so much time making our daughter happy. We want you to have a place where you can be happy too." Jordan didn't know what to say. Nobody had ever offered him a home before. Nobody had ever chosen him. At first, he was afraid. He wondered if he really belonged there. He looked around the mansion and thought, "People like me don't live in places like this." But Aaliyah held his hand. "Jordan, you gave me a reason to smile again. Let us give you a reason to smile too." And for the first time in many years, Jordan felt like he had a family. Months passed. Jordan became more than just a guest. He became Aaliyah's best friend. He joined her therapy sessions. He encouraged her when she wanted to give up. Some days were difficult. Some days Aaliyah cried because she felt tired. "I don't think I'll ever walk again," she said one day. Jordan sat beside her. "Don't say that." "But what if I can't?" Jordan smiled. "Then we try again tomorrow." Aaliyah looked at him. "You really believe I can do it?" Jordan nodded. "I believe in you." Those words gave her strength. Slowly, Aaliyah started working harder. She practiced. She exercised. She pushed herself. And one day, during a therapy session, something happened. The room became silent. The doctors stared. Aaliyah moved her foot. Just a little. But it moved. Her mother covered her mouth in shock. Her father's eyes filled with tears. Jordan smiled, because he knew that little movement was the beginning. Weeks turned into months. And with determination, therapy, and the support of the people who loved her, Aaliyah continued improving. Then came the day nobody would ever forget. The day Aaliyah stood up. Her hands shook. Her parents cried. The doctors watched in disbelief. And Jordan stood nearby, smiling. Aaliyah took one step, then another, and another. The girl who thought her life was over was walking again. The Carter mansion, which had once been filled with sadness, was now filled with laughter. Michael and Vanessa finally understood something. The greatest gift they ever received was not their wealth. It was a homeless boy named Jordan who reminded them that love, kindness, and hope were more powerful than money. Years later, people would talk about the incredible story of the billionaire's daughter who walked again. But the Carter family knew the real story. It was not just about a miracle. It was about a boy who had nothing, but gave everything, and a girl who lost her happiness, but found it again through a stranger. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more emotional and inspiring stories like this. Turn on notifications so you never miss our next story. Thank you for watching, and remember, sometimes the smallest act of kindness can change someone's entire life.